So I was asked, how do I analyze a conflict using NLP? Well, it's hard to analyze your own conflict if you're experiencing only feelings and emotions. The brain becomes very unreliable because you're stuck in your own triggers, you're stuck in your own needs, your own feeling that you need to be heard, your own agenda. And maybe you're right or you're wrong, I don't know, but here's the thing, you're not capable of analyzing this well. So you need to float your awareness out of your body and see yourself and the other person from a place of dissociation, as an observer, logical. And if you can't do that, you will be hard pressed to be able to analyze the situation. You may be able to analyze it after. You can turn it into black and white, maybe that helps. But the first thing that I kind of look for in understanding what's happening in the conflict, person one that's part of the conflict, what is their need? What are they feeling? What specifically is their need? What specifically are they feeling? Right? What specifically is the positive intent, the positive value that motivates their side of the conflict? And often when people are in conflict, the unconscious mind has a need to be safe, to have security, to have protection, to want to be seen, to want to be loved, to be understood. So the positive intent that a person may have can be hugely revealing. So if you see, let's say, an argument between a parent and a child, the parent actually wants the child to be safe. It's actual expression of love rather than imprison a child and ruin my life. So what's the positive intent in party one? Need, their emotion, where they're coming from, and also what is it in party number two? What's the positive intent on a deeper level? On a values-based level, you could float your awareness into the two parties and walk a mile in their shoes, see what they would see, hear what they would hear, feel what they would feel, to understand it, to analyze it. You could also imagine the history. If you play sort of like the highlights of the history of those two people, what was each person's childhood like? What was each person's life like? Where they're coming from? What was their day like? Where are they from? What's their religion? What's their culture? What's their age? And you do that on both sides. You again start to understand it in an entirely different way, what is truly meant. You have to pay attention to body posture, body language. That says a lot, including gesturing. So watching, does the body language and the facial expression, for instance, match the gesturing and the words? The meaning of the words is only 7%, so don't get caught up in that. It allows for a shaky analysis of who's right and wrong. 38% is in the tonality, and the rest of it is in body language. So that says an awful amount. So you want to analyze that. Is it all lining up? If one person, for instance, has a body language that is hugely aggressive and they're huge and tall, that is going to affect that other person who could be physically feeling threatened, literally, by size standing across from them. Now, an analysis that you want to do is what values do you hear spoken, but also you want to analyze the words for, is someone using like really aggressive words? And who is most collaborative? Who uses non-violent words? I can see it from your point of view. Or someone else goes, I want, I need, so you analyze it from that perspective. And you may find out that both parties are right, but neither are listening, which is another thing that you look for. Are they both listening or are they just waiting for airtime? That's another way in analysis to analyze the conflict. And lastly, what you want to look for in a conflict is, are people stating about the other person, you did, you, or is it I need, I feel? Yeah? Because if you're good at resolving conflicts and you're fair, then you express your needs rather than the accusation. So you could deal with an emotional intelligence issue here from the person who's stating you, and the lack of reality testing. So the emotions that are at play. And with those things combined, you get to understand the situation in an entirely different way. Are they perhaps, if you forward the movie, is there a way to reconcile based on the understanding of the underlying values, which is something that you need to examine as well. So those are a few tips to analyze a conflict, and through analysis of proper reality testing. And I think I just gave a boatload of ideas how to solve the issue as well. There's another NLP training video out there. What do you do? All sense goes out of the door and you can't use NLP. For tons of free resources and NLP training, go to globalnlptraining.com, and if you click the button free stuff, then you get to that part of the website where there's 1,500 free resources, books, audios, and all that good stuff. See you around.